And I know, like, never insult his manhood, never make him feel like he's not enough, like he's not,
Oh, I see.
not a provider.
So you put that boundary
enough.
up.
Yeah. And, because, that's the easy low spot to target if you want to hurt, if you're a woman and you want to hurt your spouse or your boyfriend. It's easiest to go there. But don't ever do it. That's a line you cross that you can't uncross. There are lines you can cross that you can't uncross.
I brought up mixed messages.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what that is. In a relationship, we might be sending mixed messages. I'll bring it in a different angle. Let's talk about friendships. You're friends with somebody, and they may send mixed messages, and that person might think there's something else other than what there really is out there, and they may cross the line. And then you have to say, oh, hold on. That can happen. So sending mixed messages. The same thing with, I can talk about my mom all day, but if you talk about it, then I get angry. But I've opened that up.
Right.
I've opened it up for insult.
Well, and
or for whatever happens.
Absolutely. And if you're, you're a middle schooler at Griner and you've got a friend who's got a boyfriend and he does her wrong.
Right.
Don't tell that girl he's a creep. Find another way to say it.
Yeah, and
because then she feels insulted. She feels like you insulted her because she picked him.
Now we're getting deep.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Now we're
I can go.
We're gonna do this light. We're just gonna play some music and have a great time. But
no,
let's put on the boxing gloves. No, roll up our sleeves. Well, since you're bringing that up, yeah, sometimes. And you see it in families, and if you guys are going through this might help you out, where there's conflict within the family. The family's having a conflict, and you say something to be protective. So let's say your sister's having problems with her husband, or the opposite, or your parents. If there's a step parenting, and the person that's receiving the victim in it, I'll say victim, the person who's hurt by it will say something to get somebody to just kind of side with you. So let's say I'm having an issue with, let's say my sister, and Maria, I'm venting to Maria about it. So then Maria has a resentment towards my sister. Mm-hmm. And says something to my sister on my behalf. And then I get angry. How dare you, Maria? No, that's the mixed message is that I made it sound like it was a safe thing, Right. If I could talk about it, and I'm asking Maria for help, but that's not really what I was asking for.
Yeah, I've already decided. That when Genevieve falls in love one day, I'm going to tell her, don't ever tell me about y'all's arguments or disagreements, because if you tell me, that this guy said anything to you that, was hurtful, and he said it in the moment, then I'm going to hold that against him.
And it's hard to come back from.
And even though, sometimes I say things and I'm the jerk, and then my husband and I make up, and we know we just said it in the spirit of the moment because we were both upset, but I don't want to hear that from her, because she walks on water. That's how he should treat her.
I totally agree with you.
Right, and you're gonna put her up,
because I will never be able to go back from that.
And okay, so those of you that are listening, and you're having this issue, why is mom so hateful towards my boyfriend or my girlfriend or whatever, or the person that I love, the person that I want to be with? Why are they so hateful? Well, what have you been saying?
Right.
You lack that boundary. And a lot of it has to do with, you can tell me anything, trust me. But this is where discernment comes in.
Yes.
This is where you have to discern, how much can I tell? And is it fair to the person I'm with?
Right.
If I'm with that person, is it fair that instead of talking to you about how I feel, that you hurt my feelings? Because for Valentine's Day, I told you, oh, I don't want anything. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. But in reality, I wanted a surprise. So you decided not to give me anything. So now I'm venting to my whole family that, what a loser.
Right.
And then they get resentful because family members, they love you. They think that you, like you said, walk on water. They think that you're the best thing that ever happened. So naturally, they want to protect you.
Maria, did you notice that Leo didn't bring flowers for all the ladies on Valentine's Day this year?
I didn't do that, did I?
No, and he used to do that in the
I
past.
usually do that, yeah.
And so, yeah,
there was a reason for that.
I was like,
I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, I thought, I'll get one flower.
Wow, poor. Oh.
And we got plushes one time.
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't get anything this year.
Wow.
But it's okay.
I didn't think anybody noticed. There was a reason this year, and I just don't remember what it was. Because I thought about, I don't know if it's the way the day fell.
Okay, just keep talking.
It was COVID. Nobody was
I
here.
know. Was it?
Yeah.
I was here.
Oh, you were here. Was that? Sorry. I'll make it up. Double it next time.
It used to have, there were all these flowers in the
Chocolate.
kitchen.
Yes.
And
A box of
chocolates.
chocolate, a
I
flower,
would, yes.
and a plush.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm
For
not very
every
good.
female in the office.
Because I'm not very good at it, so I thought, hey, I'm going to work against my nature. So I'm going to bring flowers so everybody can have. Because I know, because that's how people are. Well, my boyfriend doesn't celebrate it or this, so I thought I'll do that to be kind, and I didn't do it this year. And you noticed, wow, I'm embarrassed. The Real Podcast of Dallas with the host that forgot Valentine's Day.
My husband's well trained. He bought me flowers.
Oh, I just remember.
I remember it. I
just
remember why.
remembered.
I'm free on this.
Yeah, you are actually.
Yes. Okay, Maria, share why I did not bring it. I knew there was a good reason. Go ahead, Maria. Vindicate me.
It was because of our winter storm. So this year, Valentine's fell on
Thank
that
you, storm.
Sunday when we started having the winter storm, and then everything was shut down that week.
Thank you, Storm. Yes, that's the reason. Yes.
Yeah, you know why I remember? Because Salvador, my husband, he had to walk to CVS to take care of my Valentine's. Yes, because we had other plans.
But that's a good man. He walked.
He did.
I should have
He
walked
didn't
up.
have a choice. He didn't have a
I
choice.
should have just walked up here.
The
Nobody
weather
would have
was
been
really
here,
bad.
but I would have just laid him on the floor. And okay, that's what happened. Okay, I knew there was a good reason. I was like, I do that every year. Yes, that's what I do.
But this year,
I didn't do it this year, but there was a good reason. And Maria remembered. Thank you, Maria. That's why you're my favorite person, Maria. Wow, yeah, that's what happened. So where were we? We kind of lost.
So we were talking about the boundaries and how sometimes, we fall into making the mistake of venting to our family members about our significant others.
Yes, look at Maria. She remembered this.
And then, because I was thinking, I think I've had conversations with my daughter. She doesn't have a boyfriend, but sometimes I tell her, he better know that, he needs to treat you right. And if you tell me, it's just like Miss Cindy said, if you tell me that, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, then, don't expect me to treat him with special treatment.
Right.
Okay, so what can she tell you and not tell you?
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, as we're talking, I think one of the things that I was thinking, and I say this because, working with my teenage girls at high school, my high school girls, they're in situations where, they have a significant other, and they're with one week, and then they break up, and then they're trying to get back together with that same person, but then somebody else appears. So I think it's very important for our teen girls, and I always tell my teen girls, you don't need a boyfriend right now, just focus on your schooling. But it's difficult to get them to do that because it's part of life. And
right.
So I think it's important for them to take their time before they just open up to their family members about their significant other. Give it a few weeks, see if this is a person that you're sure about, because what's going to end up happening a lot of the times is that as soon as you tell a family member, whether it's a sibling, brother,
right,
sister, a cousin, or your parent, they're going to have expectations of this person.
Right.
And you breaking up with that person is probably not going to help, because if you break up with this person and you tell your family, I broke up with him because I saw him with another girl, or because he posted pictures with this other girl, your parents are going to remember that. So the last thing that they're going to want is for you to get back with this person.
Right.
So you need to give yourself time.
So this is going to be a 2-hour show. Because now we're getting deeper. I expected to go this deep. Because now we're... Okay, so what can we share and not share? And you just gave me some good reasons, but then let's go back to teen dating. You don't want to be alone in it either. So how much can I share with mom? How much can I share with dad? Should I share? Should I tell them I'm seeing somebody? How serious should I get? Oof.
Well, those are conversations that, our kids need to have with us. Your kids need to come to you and talk to you about these things. As parents, we have the responsibility of guiding them and helping them make the best choices. I think I've told Destiny in the past, get to know this person. I'm not saying, no, you cannot be, his girlfriend, but I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, you're my girlfriend.
So here's one answer. You just answered it. You do it before they're in there. You have these conversations before.
Well,
you start having them before.
I think it's important to, as adults, to role model healthy relationships.
Right.
And, Jared and I try to do that. And, we do have arguments in front of Genevieve, but we talk to her, and I think she knows what's a healthy relationship. And then she knows that most of what she sees on Netflix and HBO is not representative of a healthy relationship. And sometimes it's not even a realistic relationship if it's just, pure romance. Because, relationships change. Yes, there's love, but it's not constant wooing.
Right.
And so as long as, my daughter's able to separate fact from fiction and recognize healthy boundaries. And I think she really has grasped that. And we have very open discussions. But if your parents don't talk to you and you don't feel like you're seeing a healthy relationship because your mom's always crying, or there's a lot of physical violence in that relationship and name calling, then I would have conversations, and ask questions, respectful questions. Don't cross the line, but ask, how does it make you feel when dad does that, or why do you take that, and why do you let him keep coming back, when he does this and that, and just saying, I want to understand. Not saying, that you're judging them, but I want to understand.
And I think it's something that we have to be very careful with, because a lot of times, if we are in a relationship like that, it's just we're role modeling to our kids that it's okay to be in a relationship like that.
Right.
What I was trying to say before is, like, you're right. Parents should have conversation with their kids ahead of time, but it doesn't always happen that way,
No.
And sometimes, they just come and they say, hey, mama, there's this person, or, he's asking me to be his girlfriend. So what I've told Destiny in the past, when it's happened, I've told her, give your, get to know him before you commit into, like, yes, I'm gonna be your girlfriend. Giving themselves time, whether it's a month or 2 months, just getting to know each other, see if that's really who, your child wants to be with.
And what are the boundaries are going to be? What do they look like? And you started there because what you were talking about, Cindy, in relationships like that, when there's violence in the family or the arguments escalate, there's nothing wrong with an argument, a conflict in a relationship. That's how you grow. So if you're avoiding them, you're never going to grow. And a lot of people go to the other extreme where we don't fight. We don't ever have a fight. Well, something's wrong with that, because arguments and discussions are good. You're not going to agree on everything, especially when you're first starting out. But when it comes to violence and hurtful behavior, vindictive behavior, that's a lack of boundaries on both ends.
That's a loss of self-control.
Yeah, and that starts with a lack of boundaries. You establish the boundaries in the beginning, in a relationship. We can have a discussion, but let's not call each other names.
Yes, let's respect one another.
Right,
I think that's like the most important thing.
But
And physical
people don't
violence
do it.
is, I mean, it's a boundary. We don't allow it. That's, there is no physical violence. And there
That should just be alien. That should be like,
exactly.
huh? Like
Like, what is that? I don't even know what that is.
And no name